Hi guys, today we're going to talk about Eudora Welty's story, The Petrified Man. I'm going to focus on three things in this video. One, the title of the work. Two, the symbol of lavender in the story. And three, the relationship between our three main characters. I hope you enjoy this story and I look forward to hearing your responses. Okay, so let's talk about the title. The word petrified actually has two meanings. The first meaning, as it is first used in this story, is to change to a stony substance, but this usually deals with organic matter like wood. The second definition is to be so frightened that one is unable to move, which is usually deals with me when I see a spider in my home. I stand really still and hope that if I stand super still, he won't see me there. So that would be petrified, like so afraid you can't move. And Welty plays with these two definitions throughout the story. The other thing I noticed in this story are all of the references to lavender. And lavender is a shade of purple. It's also a plant that is a purple color. So one thing that I thought about with my 21st century lens looking at this is the common meme about purple people being obsessed with purple. Like everybody has their favorite color, but purple people are on a whole different level and everything is purple. That's definitely how this beauty salon was designed, with lavender in mind. She says that everything is lavender, the shelf is lavender, the mirror frame is lavender, and the towels are lavender, and just everything she's using has this lavender color in it. Now, lavender is definitely used in other ways. So it's used to help bring calm. And when you look at any of the homework help or the grade saver websites, you find two different things. One says that lavender refers to refinement and grace and elegance. Another homework help site, said that the lavender is a symbolism of seclusion and secrecy. And so since I was getting different results from different homework help sites, I ended up looking up lavender as a symbol without anything about Eudora Welty or the Petrified Man. So lavender itself does both of the things that I mentioned earlier. Lavender itself stands for silence, for purity and devotion, and purple in and of itself is a color of royalty and refinement. So in this, it's referring to silence as in no one's talking. I said that wrong. It's referring to silence not as if no one is talking, but when you go and you sit down in this place, you feel like you have free reign to say whatever it is you want to say. So there's three characters at the center of this story: Miss Fletcher, Leota, and Miss Pike. Miss Fletcher is the client, Leota is the stylist. Miss Fletcher is very prim and very proper and very planned out. Leota is her stylist, and she is very personable. She's a bit impulsive, and she is renting out her room to Miss Pike, someone that she just met. Miss Pike is also a bit of an impulsive character, and we don't really, everything we know about Miss Pike is through Leota, is secondhand knowledge. So we don't really get to know the character in an unbiased way. But Miss Pike likes adventure, according to Leota, and that's what takes them to the freak show and the Petrified Man. And that is eventually what leads to their, I don't want to call it a breakup, but their kind of downfall, or the break in their friendship, which brings the friendship of Leota and Miss Fletcher a little bit closer together. So we definitely have a friendship triangle in this story. And it's interesting how that relationship story kind of plays and even at times overshadows everything else that's going on in the story. So one of the questions that I asked you about this week was how this story relates to the Southern culture that you know today. And the reason why I did that is because the first time I sat down and read this, it reminded me of my grandmother. And she used to go once a week to my aunt, her daughter's beauty salon. And I would go with her. She'd go every Friday for a perm and set. So she would get the rollers in her hair and she would stand under the hair dryer. And my job as a kid was always to take the rollers out of the lady's hair. And while I was there, they would just sit and talk about anything and everything that was going on in our little small town. So reading this story really took me back to my childhood and had me thinking about my grandmother and my aunt and the beauty salon and them talking to one another. And it was just kind of a sweet moment.